She gives me loving like I ain't ever had. They toss me to the curb like a dirty dish rag. Say, boys, is the juice worth the squeeze?
You know what I just realized? This makes me look like Anthony Fantano. Hang on. Wait, hang. Hello, it's Tamphony Famfamno. The internet's busiest music nerd. And today we're going to be talking about Clairo's new album. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, you know the title of this video. You might think, "Oh, what an absolute loser! You don't have any friends to celebrate your birthday with." Wah wah wah. What I'm doing for my birthday is actually giving myself a gift of self-love and self-care, and the gift is just having time and like spending a day all by myself without any like obligation to please other people, or just like having my life or my day centered around other people. Because I know it might be selfish, but like sometimes being alone is good. Like, okay, you might think that I'm crazy, but let's like hang on a moment. Let me cook, okay? I'm not the type to go out. I'm not very quite sociable, you might say. Like, I can be sociable if I have to, but like my preference is always, oh, let's sit down and spend time by myself, because I like doing that. And sometimes having alone time is beneficial, because I always stress about and overthink when I'm with other people. It's like, oh, should I do this? How should I act? And should I do this to please them? Or like, oh, I did A, B, and C. Like, did I offend them? Or like, did I act this way that made them feel uncomfortable? So by spending the day alone, I just kind of remove myself from all of that stress. So this is a day where I basically find peace in this crazy ass of a life. And when you think about it, it doesn't really make sense to spend a day doing something that I don't like, when it's supposed to be a day all about me, when you think about it. So yeah, well, first of all, happy birthday to me. And second of all, this brings me to something that I would like to talk about, and that is, there is such a huge difference between being lonely and being alone. Being alone doesn't necessarily mean that you're being lonely or that you're feeling lonely, and you can definitely be alone and not feel lonely. I just think that there is a social misconception about, you know, having to spend your birthday with your friends and be like crazy and be sociable, because I think society has deemed it kind of socially desirable for you to just, you know, engage in activities like that, just to like show off, like, oh, I got so many friends in my birthday, I got like a big friend group. But at the end of the day, it's a day about you. So I feel like you can do whatever you want, you know? You don't, if you're an introvert, you don't have to like invite your friends and go out. You can just lay back, listen to music, write a journal, or like do something that you love. Go out and take photos by yourself. Don't twist my words. I'm not saying that being sociable is a bad thing. It's more of a social preference, and it's more of a social and personal preference. You can enjoy having no company and be content with yourself, Or, you can go out and enjoy, a dinner with friends and be sociable and whatever makes you happy. Not everyone would, like the same thing. People have personality, people have personal preference. And I think judging people because they're not like you or they don't like the same thing as you is kind of shallow, because at the end of the day, other people might judge you because you're doing something that they don't necessarily would do in that situation, and that's perfectly fine because everyone is their own world. If you're comfortable being alone with yourself, that means you kind of know what you want. Like, you're at peace with yourself. You kind of know your preference. You took the time, you looked inwards and kind of figure out what you actually want. And if you're comfortable with being alone, you don't need that external validation from your friends to just, validate you. You can validate yourself. And that's why I said it's a sign of emotional maturity. There's nothing wrong with enjoying some time alone, even though you might get judged for it. But I think, at the end of the day, do whatever you want. You know you the best, and I don't think anyone knows you like you do. So it's not even coffee with Tam anymore, because I'm shooting it, no joke, at like 3:42. All right, I'm giving this album a strong 9 to a light 10. Transition. Alright, let's try out this vlogging thing. So you joined me in probably one of my favorite spots in Hanoi. Locally it's known as the Two Dragons, and you can probably see why, because there is two dragons, right? And the thing that I love about this place is just like, it's not the quietest, as you can probably hear. The cheering, but I don't know. Amongst all this chaos, I feel tranquil. It's just background noise, and that's just how I just kind of tune it out, and just, it's part of the ambiance and everything. So yeah, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Hopefully you can. You can't ask for a more beautiful day. Like, I don't know, I'm just taking in all the vibrancy of the city. There's like biking group over there in the in your left, my right, and they're just cheering because they just went around this lake. There's this guy who's fishing, as you can probably tell in the B-roll. Probably the most aesthetic fishing fucking thing you ever see. And the crazy part is, it's only 7, and the city's already woken up and like doing their thing. If you're coming here to think, I don't think you can, but if you're here to just take in the vibrancy and the ambiance, this is just perfect. Sometimes being alone you're just kind of more in tune and aware at what everything is happening around you, and you just kind of realize, like, damn, life is like so interesting and beautiful. Like, there are people with their own stories and everything. Basically, like, just take in the views, enjoy some jazz.
Well, I'm happy on my own, making coffee just for one, and eating breakfast all alone. Fewer dishes to be done. I'm never running behind. You're never on my mind. No longer there to make me comb my hair, fix my tie, or kiss me goodbye. Swear I'm happy on my own. No one to worry where I am, or waiting for me to come home. Staying up till 3 a.m. I'm always out on the town. You're nowhere to be found. And when our song comes on, I just hum along and order another round. Happy on my own, at least most of the time. I guess some of the time, maybe none of the time. I'm happy on my own.